What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dawg House Podcast. This is episode 26, 27, something like that. I don't have Pookie to, kind of back me up on this. He's asleep right now. I called him a million times, and I finally called his woman to wake him up. He's currently on his way. We just got back today, landed from Hawaii, traveled for about, somewhere over 10 hours with layovers and stuff, overnight. So kind of rough. Didn't really sleep too much, but it is what it is. Landed here, and I went to training, at the pro session, because we've got camp. We're getting ready for ADCC. Some of us are getting ready for CJI, and yeah, had to get back. I missed 4 days of training. I could not miss a fifth, back to back like that. It's not good. But given we are, a month out, and honestly, a lot of jiu-jitsu people usually start their camps a bit later. So we at B-Team kind of start our camps a bit early. We go shoot for 6 weeks, something around that. And it feels good. It feels like we're doing extra work more than other grapplers, the people we're competing against and whatnot. But yeah, Pookie and I, we did a couple seminars over in Hawaii. It was a great experience. I believe this was Josh's first seminar, and I'm sure by the time he gets here, he's gonna be raving about that. But yeah, first seminar. He's such a good teacher. He's a much better teacher than I am. He's what can I say? He's got a way with words. We went over, for our seminar, we went over some wrestling, and a lot of the sequences Josh was finishing in with his wrestling stuff that he was showing. They were ending up in positions like standing rib body lock and turtle, typical positions, right? So then I kind of segued off of that and kind of showed the class after Josh's part, showed them how to insert hooks, bring mat return your opponent, insert hooks, and then get a rear naked strangle. So simple stuff, but good, high level, foundational type of stuff. That's been a part of my game from the beginning of my career. If you guys can't tell, I'm not much of a talker. So in the first place, I started this podcast to kind of get better at speaking in front of cameras and stuff. But this is kind of a whole new level. I don't have someone to kind of, I don't have a back and forth. It's just me, and I'm kind of awkwardly staring back at you guys. But yeah, what else happened for our trip? We were in Hawaii for about 4 days. We were on Maui for about 24 hours, and then flew to the Big Island, Kona side, and we stood there for the rest of the trip. On Maui, we landed and immediately went to Walmart, bought sleeping bags, and slept on the beach. That was a great experience. In the moment, it sucked, but I am happy that we ended up doing that, instead of kind of just chickening out and sleeping in the car or whatever. Funds were a little tight for this trip, right? Trying to leave making a profit, which is hard to do when kind of, I don't know, I was reaching out to a few other gyms and stuff, and they weren't too interested. So not the most convenient, but we made it work. Still, hell of an experience. So even the ability to travel and see the things that we saw was priceless. First day in Maui, we camped on the beach. We wake up, and immediately my phone is dead because there's no there's no outlets or anything. We can't charge. And then we realized my phone isn't charging at all. So we had to buy a few different chargers, and it was a bit of a headache. But after we got that all figured out, we take off straight to a waterfall, because there's beautiful waterfalls in Maui, right? Take off to a waterfall. We'll drive about an hour and a half, see this beautiful waterfall. We even we park on the side of the road. There's a part that says like no trespassing, whatever. Of course, the dogs ignore the no trespassing and go down there, right? We find a path, climb some rocks, traverse, go upstream, and then boom, beautiful waterfall. It's got it's just water falling, but it's beautiful. Took some photos there, and then we could only be there for less than 10 minutes because we had spent a lot of time trying to figure out what was wrong with my phone, that we ended up actually being tight with time, right? So in order for us to be on time to the seminar in Maui, we had to dip after less than 10 minutes of spending time at the waterfall. So we take some photos, dip in the water, and then boom, we're off. Beautiful drive, beautiful place. Every time I leave Hawaii, I always feel like, man, there's still more to do. Like, I always feel like I want to go back because there's still more to do. And it's kind of crazy to think, like, I haven't visited Oahu. And that's like, everyone talks about that one. I guess there's a lot more people there, so I would like to go there. I would assume it would be a bit easier to get a seminar over there, but I mean, I was reaching out to quite a few people. I don't know what was going on. Nobody really. Maybe JayRod's not a hot commodity right now. Whatever the case is, head over to first seminar in Maui, make it on time, and we go over some of the stuff that we were showing at B-Team, that Dima's been showing at B-Team, some upper body kind of throws and whatnot. And I believe, some upper body throws, some wrestling, and then we also go over some submission escapes. And we couldn't even do any live training, and I don't think anyone wanted to do live training because they kind of packed up and were ready, already headed out. It's kind of more just technique based day, but I like training live with the people that visit my my seminars, and I think they like it as well. They like kind of comparing their levels to someone of, I guess, my caliber. So I enjoy that, but unfortunately there was short on time. We had to immediately leave from that seminar to do a class on, I guess, kind of like the other side of the island on Maui. I can't remember how far it was. That day was such a blur. It was just, there was so much going on. It was very, very hectic. So head straight to that class. We do a class with Benny from something Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I might be fucking this up, but do that class with Benny and a few of his students and people that wanted to visit. We got to train with those guys, and then right after training, we shower on the outdoor shower, and then boom, we're right off to the airport. By the time we get to the airport, by the time we got to our place, right, we returned the rental car. We are running because we're so late to the airport, right? We got there 10 minutes before our flight is supposed to depart. 10 minutes before the flight is supposed to depart. And we didn't even go through TSA. Why didn't we go through TSA? I'll tell you why. Our flight, it wasn't like Delta or like Southwest. It was Southern Express something. We flew on a plane that held 8 people. Is that considered like a charter plane or something? Whatever it was about this fucking small. It was crazy. Crazy experience. We're kind of obviously our first time flying like that, so we're expecting like a super rough ride. It's only a 15-minute flight island to island is what the guy said, or the pilot said. But honestly, surprisingly smooth and really nice. Like it was so small, and there's one person on each side, so there's no you got the window and the aisle seat. That's all there is. So yeah, there's 8 passengers, and the plane is so small, they have to, obviously they weigh all the luggage and whatnot, but they also weigh you with your personal item. So they're like, all right, put your luggage on the scale, boom, and they're like, all right, now you get on the scale. I'm like, me? Not my book bag or something? Nah, you get on the scale. So they weigh me and Josh. That was kind of a concerning point, because I was like, where are we going? Like, where are we going on? Because at that point we had not seen the plane, but we turned the corner after that, and we're like, all right, I guess this is what we got to do. Take the flight, like I said, super smooth. Land over in Kona, the big island, and immediately, man, what did we do the moment we landed? Oh, we immediately saw Jason from Exodus Jiu-Jitsu and his family. They gave us their rental car. Rental car was just their car, but they were, we're thankful enough for them to, God, what's the word? I don't know. I'm also running on 2 hours of sleep, so if I'm fucking shit up, it's because of that. Sleep was rough on the plane ride here. But yeah, they give us their car. Obviously grateful for that. And then we got food with them. Got some poke. Obviously the poke over in Hawaii is fucking amazing. The best I've ever had. It's just like a difference in quality, because like in Austin we have good poke, like sauce wise and stuff, and the meats it's relatively good, but then you go to Hawaii and it's like it's hard to top that. It's like there is no topping that. It's just an immediate like difference in texture, and it's hard to explain how much better in the quality of the fish is. You have to try it for yourself to truly understand. But yeah, got some poke, and then we slept. We couldn't afford an Airbnb for 3 nights. We could afford it for 2 nights, right? So we sleep on their in their gym, on their gym floor mats. That was better than sleeping on the dirt, right? Because over in Maui, we sleep on the dirt on the beach, and there's bugs. We got there at night, so we didn't really get to see too much wildlife until we woke up. We woke up to chickens walking around us, right? We woke up to cats walking around us, and obviously, like the critters, the little ants and stuff, kind of crawling all over everything. And I guess kind of to circle back to that, we're kind of like we were kind of fighting being crawled on by bugs for a little bit, and then we were just so tired, we kind of accepted the fact that we were going to be, there's going to be bugs crawling on us. With that being said, I fought it to the bitter end. I was wrapped up in my sleeping bag. I had a hoodie around my neck, right? I didn't have the hoodie on because it was so fucking hot. I just had it wrapped around my neck. I put a beanie on my head covering my ears so there's no ants can crate nests in my ears. That's my worst nightmare. And then, yeah. Also, at the top of the sleeping bag, there's like there's a wire that you can pull to tighten the end, right? So it's say it's like this, and then if you pull that, it just gets tighter. And I pulled that so tight, it was pretty much wrapped around my neck. So the only thing, there was essentially no critters were getting inside of my sleeping bag, right? I needed that, like, so I could sleep, right? I didn't want to wake up to something in my sleeping bag. I would die. I would literally die. But yeah, we survived that night. Next night, we sleep on in Exodus Jiu-Jitsu. Beautiful gym, super cool, super unique. They have mats, like mats on the wall, and then on the other side they have a kind of mural or I guess just artwork, and it's a bunch of different belts, just kind of like sporadically spray painted all over, but it's all different colored belts. I haven't really seen a gym like that too much. The only thing that I can think of is like, I think it's a 10 Planet gym somewhere in Arizona. They have like graffiti on the wall, very unique. That's kind of what it reminds me of. And then what did we do after that? Woke up, got some breakfast, and went to a farmer's market. We got cacao, like cacao pods. Got some fresh pineapples. I think mountain apples is what they're called. And then we also got some lychee. We got some lychee from the locals. They were kind enough to give us some lychee. Amazing stuff. If you guys haven't had that, it's kind of like back home we would have this fruit that they would sell on the side of the streets, and also it's like a Puerto Rican thing. I believe they grow in Puerto Rico. They're called guinepas. They're like little green balls, and they have like a thin peelable skin. You peel the skin off, and then it's like a seed, and then around the seed is a fleshy kind of texture, and that's the good stuff. That's what you want to eat. Same thing with lychee, except way more juicy. I do like the flavor of guinepas more, maybe also because it's a bit nostalgic for me. But yeah, good stuff regardless. Also got to try, as I mentioned, cacao pods. So essentially cacao pods, you take the pod, you crack it open, and on the inside is kind of the same thing as described before, where it's like a seed, and then around the seed is like a fleshy kind of Pookie just messaged us. Let's see. He said he's 10 minutes out. Let's see if I can keep this conversation going for 10 minutes with me and you. Where were we at? Cacao pods. Where same kind of thing, right? Like a seed, and then like a filmy, like fleshy stuff on the outside of that seed, and that's the good stuff. That's what you want to eat. That was an interesting taste. It was like kind of funky, not like anything else I've ever had before, flavor wise. And then obviously I want to see what it looks like on the inside, because on the inside of the cacao pods, like in those little seeds, you break that open, and that's what cacao is made out of. Obviously, it's not processed. In order for them to make like the cacao nibs and whatnot, I believe they ferment it. I could be wrong, but there's some sort of process that they do to make chocolate, right? So they turn it into cacao through that process, and then grind it up and do whatever they got to do and make their chocolate. So very, I guess that's my first time, so it was cool being able to do that. What was after that? And then we had the seminar at Exodus Jiu-Jitsu. Like I said, Josh and I went over some wrestling, and we went over some I segued off of Josh's wrestling, mat returns, attacking turtle, and finishing from the back. So pretty good seminar. And then we did some live training over there as well, because we're not in a rush for anything that time, which was very nice. Trained with the team. Obviously, I've been to Exodus before, so familiar faces. It's kind of nice going back and seeing familiar faces, as well as like just the more time you spend with people like that. I know it's just good. It's a good environment. It's a good environment. That's a type of place that I would much rather be, as opposed to like most people that are my age, 22 years old, they're fucking going out every weekend and just drinking their lives away, partying and whatnot. That's not the lifestyle I'm really looking for. I'm trying to experience as much as possible while I'm alive. And I'm grateful I'm able to, travel and do the things I do, and grateful for the people that I meet along the way. With that being said, circling back to the seminar, we finished up the seminar and then immediately head over to the beach. We head to the beach with the team, right? Me, Josh, and then a few of the students, as well as the owner, Jason, and their family. We head over there, and immediately I was dead. I was tired. I was so tired from just not really sleeping much. Sleeping on the mats was much better than sleeping on the dirt, but still, just like not like a good night's rest. Still push through, head out to the water, and we go spearfishing. Now, I went spearfishing last time I was there, but man, this was such a different experience. And last time I went in the winter time, so maybe about 6 months ago. But when I went in the winter, I guess the current's a little bit more rough, so it kind of kicks up a lot more sand. The water becomes more murky, and I guess at times it can be more dangerous, but also just harder to see in general. So it's hard to kind of know where you're going or see the fish that you're trying to attack. So it was really hard to get stuff going, as well as it being my first time spearfishing. But this time around, we go in the summertime, and man, the water was so clear. And they were saying, I was talking to Avery, which is another guy that we went out with spearfishing, and he was saying like, yeah, this was clear, obviously clearer than winter, but it gets a lot more clear than this, which is kind of crazy to think, because it was beautiful. Like you can see the bottom, and we're like maybe 10 to 15 foot, and we can see the bottom. Like it was beautiful. So to think that it gets even clearer is crazy. But regardless, we're diving. Obviously, when we're spearfishing, we have to the poles that we're using. It's a massive pole. It's got the prongs on the end, and then or prawns. It's got the big pointy thing that goes right through the fish. That's what it's got. And then on the other end, it's got the rubber band that you put on your hand, and then you kind of grab the end of the pole. So it kind of the moment you release the pole, it shoots out of your hand. So that's what we're using. Josh has this massive pole. I can't remember how long his pole was, but I want to say, God, double the length might be a bit much, but at least maybe 50% bigger than my than my my spear that I was using. But regardless, that's my excuse for the beginning, right? Immediately we go in, we're playing around, kind of getting used to it. And speaking of the murky water, when you go in, I felt a lot more calm because I could see my surroundings so much better, right? My first time around, I was kind of like panic breathing a bit, and it's kind of easy to get kind of caught up, especially when you can't see. You know, you're just kind of blind out there, not really in your element at all. God, I guess I'll just say it. Josh got 3 fish. Josh gets 1 fish, bang, and I'm like, damn, he got it before me. Good on him. Now it's my turn, and I'm like, I'm going down. I'm looking, and I'm doing better, much better than I was before, but still behind, right? Behind on Josh. I come up again, and I hear him screaming, I got another one. And I'm like, he's 2. I mean, good on him. This is great. But I mean, like, what am I doing wrong? What's he doing differently? And he said it again. Oh, I got another one. It's like bang, 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 right? Back to back to back. He gets 3 fish. And I'm like, on the first one, I was like, this is good. This is mission complete. You know, we're going to eat tonight. Second one, I was like, oh shit, we're going to have multiple meals. Third one, I was like, I'm not leaving until I get a fish. And then right after that, I dive down. I secure my fish. All very not legal sizes. But regardless, job was done. We were going to eat. Right? We got our food. We were able to eat that night. Now, unfortunately, as I mentioned this before, on my bucket list specifically, I want to go spearfishing and cook the fish and eat it, right? This time around, this is kind of unfortunate news, but at the end of the day, the thing was spearfish and secure the fish. That is a job done. We brought the 4 fish back in, and Josh is flashing them around. Look at my fish. Look at the fish. You're not supposed to be doing that when it's when they're this small, which was kind of funny, but also kind of scary. Also, as we're coming in, there's seals on shore right next to where we put all our bags and stuff. A seal and like a pup seal. They're out just sunbathing. They come in from the water. They're sunbathing, and the pup is drinking milk from the mom, and you could see the milk all over the pup's face. It was kind of funny to see. And then they'll just lay there for a bit, and then the pup will just kind of like scoot, and they move in a very interesting way. They look like Jello. Like you just like tap the side of like a Jello cake, and it just like ripples. That's what a seal looks like when it's moving. That's the best comparison I can give you guys. But regardless, we bring the fish in, we skin them. I think a 7-year-old taught us how to skin them, gut them, take all the poop out and whatnot. And then we finish up, right? We wash up. Start headed back to the Airbnb, right? We can check into the Airbnb finally and get a good night's rest. We are interrupting the broadcast to announce our partnership with Saint Pasta Sauce. Today we're going to be going over the dog's favorite meal, right? Starts with some ground meat, preferably bison, grass-fed, 100%, as well as some spaghetti, right? Any pasta you want, but for today we're going with some classic spaghetti. And last but not least, the essential Saint Pasta sauce.
Why Saint Pasta, Jay? Why Saint Pasta?
I'll tell you why.
Let me hear it.
All right, so firstly, there's no added sugars or preservatives, and they're made fresh with California tomatoes. Secondly, their sauce is slow cooked for 3 hours. No other sauce does this in the business. Saint Pasta Sauce releases 1 batch per month, and they're always selling out. So make sure you guys subscribe to their email list so you guys can stay updated on the releases. if you guys want free shipping on your first order from St. Pasta Sauce, make sure you guys use code Dawg House Pod. That is DAWGHOUSEPOD. Dawg House Pod for free shipping on your first order. Make sure you guys check them out.
I'm gonna hold it some, okay?
You have to put it all the way in.
Okay. Okay. Just breathe out it.
Mom, can you just do it?
I know I shouldn't curse in front of my mom, but cauliflower ear sucks. I use Caulibuds ear magnets. I really wish I would have had these magnets, but my ears were messed up. These keep my cauliflower ear at bay. They're the original and best quality cauliflower ear magnets on the market. Step 1, drain your ear. Step 2, pick your buds. Step 3, put them on your ear. Make the right decision. Invest in these Caulibuds so your ears don't look like chicken nuggets like mine. Check them out on Amazon or Caulibuds.com. I had ears. Train with your buds.
Juce Organics powders are certified USDA organic, 100% vegan, non-GMO, dairy-free, gluten-free, and soy-free.
We have a wide range of products that are here to support your health needs. Our products are designed to boost energy, enhance endurance, and aid in muscle recovery. Packed with organic superfoods, Juice helps fuel your body with intense training and quick recovery.
Juice Sport Greens is an all-in-one greens supplement with 7 essential organic components, consisting of greens, antioxidants, protein, probiotics, mushrooms, and fiber to help promote a strong and healthy body. And don't forget to use code DAWG25 to get 25% off all of their products.
Is this Pookie? Oi! There he is. What's going on? Whoa! Look at that shirt.
Yeah, I got a package in the mail.
Damn. I haven't opened mine yet. I believe so. I believe so. There's a crop top. Where was I at? God, where were we at? Oh, no. Oh yeah, 7-year-old. Yeah, I've been going through everything pretty much. You better pick up that mic and get going.
Oh, what up, guy?
Oh yeah, okay. 7-year-old taught us how to skin the fish.
Yep.
So we're pretty much went through everything. I've been talking to the camera all by myself.
Beautiful.
I'm doing a good job, I feel like. Maybe you guys can comment otherwise, but
All right. Amp it up a notch.
yes. Yeah. 7-year-old taught us how to fish, or taught us how to skin the fish. We got them, clean them up, take them back to the Airbnb, expecting a kitchen to be there, and unfortunately, there was no kitchen. We bought oil and everything. There was no kitchen. Everything except for a kitchen, unfortunately. But I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, still mission success. You know, we if we needed the fish, we could have eaten. You know, we got the fish. So
Did Jay leave out the details that I caught 3 fish?
I had to tell them, unfortunately.
Oh, good. Yeah, it was like a damn fish down there in that water for the first time.
Yeah, that was
sea turtles, everything, right? You nailed that.
Yeah, sea turtles as well. Yeah, I told him about the seals, but yeah, while we're down there, it's the turtles just sneak up on you. You just turn around, they bang, it's right there, just like
Gliding.
just chilling.
That one came right up to you.
Yeah,
You were like, guys, he's like right next to me. I was like, let me get my goggles on. Look at him. I was like, dude's like right next to you. I was like, oh god.
Yeah, and he was like getting close because he was like trying to eat the stuff right next to me. Super unique experience. Nothing ever like that. And then I guess we'll go over the next day. The day.
The day. I'm glad I got here at this time.
Yeah. So I was not really expecting. I didn't know what to expect. Not that I wasn't expecting much. I did not know what to expect. And the reason was every day has progressively gotten better. Right.
Yeah.
It's like bang,
literally
sleeping on the dirt on the beach. See some beautiful waterfalls. Then we teach a couple seminars, make a little bit of money. Boom, next day, teach another seminar, spearfishing, success. What can get better than this?
Yeah.
We'll show you. We'll tell you.
We'll tell you.
We'll tell you. We can't show you. You wanna?
Yeah, let me pick up here. So we go on a 2-hour drive. What was it? About hour and a half, 2 hours?
About an hour and a half.
About an hour and a half drive out to this location, right? Well, this drive, Jay had hyped up a lot. He's like, bro, there's these trees. Like, wait, you'll know when you see them.
You guys know.
You'll know when you see
said
them.
it on the podcast.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
Okay,
I believe
yeah.
so.
Yeah, and so he's like, you'll know when you see them. Driving out there, I don't know if Jay's touched on this yet, but before I went out there with Jay, he said it's going to be like you're playing Minecraft with the biome changes when you drive. And he couldn't have nailed it any better. We literally, I'd say 20 minutes, 25 minutes, you're in a completely different landscape.
Yeah.
As if you're on a different island or a different country.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So the whole drive there, I'm just like, holy cow, like we're surrounded by molten lava. Now we're surrounded by 100-foot trees. Now we're surrounded by, it was crazy, goats. Like, anyway, so the drive there is just spectacular. When we get there, it starts to kind of rain a little bit because we're getting higher up in the mountain.
Yep.
We get there and there's this sketchy little road that starts to lead down the mountain because we kind of come up to like a dead end, and a dead end is like a parking lot.
Also, only locals can go.
Hey, I was just about to say that.
Only locals can go down there.
There's a sign right there on the booth that says locals only.
Yeah, and there's a guy
who's a local.
who's a local. That's like pretty much telling the non-locals to get fucked. Pretty much.
Yeah, he's like, get out of here. But the crew we were with were locals, jiu-jitsu guys, super cool guys. So they got us the in, right? Jason walks up there, just throws a little lets them know what's up. And they're like, all right, brother, like, come on down. And so we hop, Jay and I hop in the Yodi, the Toyota.
Yep.
Tacoma.
Yep.
Our boy Avery was driving.
Avery and Raja.
Dawg. So we start traversing down this road, which is the steepest road in America.
Yeah.
And we're just going down like this, just creeping down, make sure we don't flip off this 100-foot cliff.
Also, they only allow 4-wheel drive vehicles down this road.
Yeah.
No 2-wheel drives are allowed.
You ain't making it, brother, if you ain't got 4 wheels.
That's
that
crazy.
work at the same time.
That's how steep it is. Super dangerous. Dangerous. Also super beautiful. It's like, it's a valley. So it's
the
like,
second you come down the road, you can see it. And you're just like, you see it in the distance, right?
Yeah.
You see the waves.
Yep.
It's like a big cove, like a massive cove. And we're just like, holy cow.
Yep.
Like, we're going down there?
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, welcome to the Valley of the Kings.
Yep.
And we're just like, oh.
yeah, man. And then you get down there, and there's people that are living down there. Also, the moment you get down there, no cell service. No cell service. And is that the only road?
Yes.
So there's one road that is the steepest road in the country. And that's the only way for you to get to, like, kind of in contact with other people, right? Because there's only a select amount of people. There's a small amount of people that are living down there. Regardless, you get down there, and we're headed straight to the beach, right?
We're driving through, bumpy, muddy roads surrounded by jungle, wild dogs following our truck.
Yep.
Like, it's just like, where are we? Like, this is the secret spot. You could just feel it.
The moment you see the waves crashing, you see out on the distance, there's surfers, bunch of people surfing.
black sand beach.
Black sand, and they
Dark
said
black.
there's wild horses there. We didn't see any, but they said previous times that they've been there, they've seen wild horses, which is crazy to think. Like they're just out
The
there.
place is already phenomenal, sacred, and crazy looking, and they're like, "Oh, by the way, there's wild horses." Like,
Yeah.
cool,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
We get to walk through like a little trail.
Yeah, we come out on the beach, and when you walk out the beach, that's when you really grasp where you're at, because you can look, you're surrounded in this massive bowl of just rock cliffs, and you're just like, where am I?
Yeah.
And you see literally waterfalls coming off the side of cliffs into the ocean, and we're just and Jay and I are in awe. And they're like, hey, like, there's this little trail we can kind of hike through, takes you down to the end of the beach, and we're like, let's go. And in the trail, we see like ginormous snails. We tried climbing coconut trees. There's fruit everywhere. There's like you find fruit just on the ground, on trees.
Mountain apple trees along the hike that we'll mention later.
Yep.
We found guava, coconut trees, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah, hell of an experience already.
Yeah. And there was this place is known to be like super sacred. Like the locals are like, there's like a vibe here when you come here. You can tell there's like history or like almost like spirits here.
Yeah.
And all throughout the trail, we see like these sacred burial grounds and like sacred, just like buildings, not buildings, but like
It's just like rock
formations.
Like figurations.
yeah. It's like all throughout the trail, and we're kind of Jay and I are slowly learning like the culture throughout this trail of like. If you see these formations or you see a burial site like this, that's like super sacred. You can't point at it. You can't walk around it like on top of it. They take pictures and videos, like, very sacred. And so it's just like, whoa, like where are we? Like it's eerie but fun at the same time. Like then we get to the end of the trail. That's when we were like, holy shit! Like you can't even describe what it looks like, you know.
Yeah.
Just it's like the end of the rainbow. It's just like, whoa, like this is it.
You're saying for the beach or for the
even for the beach, right? It's like you're up next to the side of the cliff, and you see the water just crashing into the side of the cliff, and no one's around you. It's just empty black beach, and it's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
I could sit out here forever.
There's nothing really compares to that.
No.
And then
I felt so free.
And then it gets better.
And Raja just running around the dog.
Raja
made it even better. They're running around.
Yeah.
Free.
Yeah.
Showing us how to live.
That's a good dog.
Such a good dog.
That's a good dog.
I was jealous. I was like, man, I really would like to have this dog.
Yeah. So the moment we after we go through that little trail to the beach, right? We go back and the dog stays by the with Gretchen, Jason's wife, stays by the truck, right, with the kids, or with actually just with one kid.
Just one kid,
actually. They got two kids. Stays with one kid, and she's just gonna watch the dog while we go on another trail to heaven.
Yes.
To heaven.
Yes.
And apparently Raja was when his dad left, right? When Avery left,
he went on his own adventure.
He wanted to find him. He went loose.
Rightfully so.
He got loose and started looking for his dad. So Gretchen had to go find the dog she said she lost him for a few minutes, but Roger's fine. She started calling him Roger after that. They said whenever you're mad at him, then you use the hard R.
Yeah, the hard R comes out.
But yeah, we go to the other trail. Now this was an experience that I will never ever forget.
No.
And the more I think about it, the more it's almost like I feel closer with everyone given we're already close, but I feel closer with all the guys that we went there with.
1,000%, dude. When we finished that trail and we're dapping everyone up, dude.
That was a very
all right, Avery's my boy now.
Yeah.
Jason's my boy now.
Yeah.
We made it.
That's crazy.
We just went on this we all had each other's back. It felt like we were just I don't know, in a movie or something. It was crazy, man.
Yeah. So let me kind of explain the landscape, right? There is the beach, and then going to the beach is fresh water, right? Mm-hmm. And you follow that fresh water all the way up, and you come across a road that you can continue going, but also that road has that same freshwater river that's going by it, that's going across that road. There's a trail that goes up there, or at least there was a trail. There was a trail about we 6 or 7 years ago.
Nature's trail. That's what we followed.
So we park on the side of the road and we go.
You could see the waterfall from the beach too. It's that huge.
Massive.
Man.
I think it's 1,400 or 1,500 foot.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I want to touch on too before we get to the hike was driving from the beach to where we parked to start the hike. Wasn't that far of a drive, but we're just passing just local homes, man.
Yeah.
People are just
they've got like small farms, and they're just living off their own farms. That's it.
And it was so cool. It was anytime while we were down there, any person you came across or you passed was a local. And so Jay and I are in the bed of the Toyota Tacoma. We're in the bed, Toyota Tacoma, just chilling. I almost lost my phone, by the way. That was close. But we're in the back of the bed. I don't look Hawaiian. Jay could pull off Hawaiian more than I could, but compared to locals, they could probably tell he's not Hawaiian. And so every time we'd pass a truck, people would kind of look at us kind of just like who are these people? And all it would take was Jason or Avery just to throw up this right here. just not like this. This is for tourists. They would just hit the little you like that, and then the whole vibe would change. The people would be like, "I'll catch y'all later." You know what I mean? It was it was the most efficient sign language I've ever seen in my life.
That was so funny because you felt the energy.
You felt
change.
the energy change. It was crazy.
Speaking of that, so I wasn't. It's called shaka. This is shaka.
Yeah.
I never really used it. Right. Mm-hmm. But I was making them real.
I was throwing them out, man.
Bro. We had a conversation after the hike, and they were like, yeah, this is tourist.
Yeah.
This is tourist. But the way they do it, they don't really curl their fingers, it's just I don't know. They've got their own way of doing it. And in the film of Josh during the seminar, Josh is double fist. It was so funny because they were in the conversation. That's exactly what they were saying. Yeah, but not touristy, to do.
Yeah, it's so touristy.
But
I did not know the helpful information at the time. Now that was a few days after I learned that you just pop it up.
But yeah. Park on the side of the road, and we begin traversing. Speaking of, just before we even get into this, Jason has, I believe, he's got a little boy. He's got two little boys. The one that went with us, I think he's 7 years old. 6 or 7?
6 or 7.
Yeah. So it's me, Josh, Jason, Jaden, the 6 or 7 year old, and Avery. We start going, right?
We start going.
The moment we start, first off, you need special shoes.
Yep.
You need special shoes that have, I think they're called C Sport something. On the bottom of them, it's got a spongy kind of texture that helps grip and not, I guess, lowers the potential of slippage, right? Yep. Very, very helpful for this. So we start going upstream, right? and we're looking for this trail, and they kind of find it a little bit, but it's just so overgrown. There were so many points where we had to just like, oh, let's ditch this trail. We gotta go in the water.
We'd lose the trail every like 20 minutes.
It was very, very just dense, just jungle.
It was raw, man. It was raw.
Untouched in a very long time. So we start going. We head upstream. If we were out there for 4 hours, we were going uphill for at least 2.5 hours, I'd say.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's like it's gonna be longer going up.
Yeah.
And head up, and you start off. The water is like ankle deep, and you're like, all right.
Yeah.
And we're like hopping over some rocks. It's slippery. It's like, oh, okay. All right.
It's gonna be easy as shit.
It's knee deep now. Okay. This is fine.
By the way, there's hundreds of mosquitoes just having dinner on your back.
Yeah.
Like just
my back's pretty.
Like no one wants to be
shredded.
the one to complain, but everyone's thinking the same thing. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, no pants, no shirt.
Yep.
Mosquitoes eat me. I was itching like crazy behind my knees.
Yeah.
But everyone's just trekking. You know, everyone's just like,
Yeah.
this is it. Yeah, this is how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
You either complain about it, or you just keep walking.
Yeah.
You know, like
We're in it.
you're in it. Exactly. We're in it.
So, I guess, yeah, it just keeps getting deeper and deeper. And along the way, I was recording. I recorded some of the stuff that we're climbing rocks, and it gets to the point where we're climbing rocks. We're kind of swinging from trees to go around and avoid the water. We're swimming in the water. The water's so deep.
Yep.
Upstream, it's so deep that we have to swim, right? At some point I could not put my feet on the bottom of the floor.
Yeah. And this water that we have no clue like what's in it. It's dark. You can't see it. I'm just like you don't know what to think.
Yeah.
You're like, man, are there snakes in here? Are there spiders? Like, what's in this water? And we're just you just hear the jungle. You hear the birds. Just,
Yeah.
You're just like, oh God. There'd be times where most of the trail was in the water, especially on the way up. But it would be like we'd come across water and we'd be like, is that a trail? Like, is that what we think is? So we have to traverse up like the side of the cliff to try and get up to what we think is a trail.
Yeah.
Walk along it. Shit, this isn't a trail. Have to go back down and like butt scoot down like a cliff side to get back down to the water. Like, it was insane. And it's just like,
It was.
just because there's a child out there, don't let that make you think that it was not crazy. Because it was just, Jason was just a stud enough to sit there and just carry this child on his back the whole time.
Speaking of Dawg House.
Speaking of Dawg House. Jason,
he tells his little boy, he's like, hey, if we go, I'm not going to be carrying you the whole way, right? You're going to walk?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm going to walk. And then, of course, the kid ends up, being carried. And rightfully so. There's some points that if I got to swim upstream, I'm in water I can't touch the bottom of. The kid's gonna need a hand at some point, and as well as climbing. We're literally climbing rocks,
like massive boulders, dude. And then there's times where we're having to pass off this child to each other, to like traverse up a cliff. Like, we're like, here, catch him.
Yep. That's crazy. It's crazy.
It was insane, man.
Oh,
but when we got to that spot where the water got deep. There's a moment where I get in the water, and I'm looking around, and we're just surrounded by cliffs. That's just jungle, thick jungle, vines, like all from King Kong Skull Island, just hanging all the way down to the water. I'm sitting, I'm neck deep. I'm just like, this is flipping awesome. Like this is what I do in video games.
Yeah,
and I'm doing it in real life. Like, but there was a few times where I wanted to go put my hand on a rock, and it was like a massive slug, and I would just feel it, and be like, I just keep going.
Yeah.
It'd be times where Jay would start to speed up, and just rock hopping, bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
And then the water would get deep again, so we all slow down. Yeah, we're like, oh god. I banged my knee like hard a few times.
I stubbed my toe so many times.
But then we came across that sign, right? We're like, we're like 3/4 into this hike. We're all like, all right, we don't care what we see. we don't care what happens. We are so deep in this hike that there is no turnaround.
Yeah.
And you can tell that everyone's energy was the same. It was like, we're making it to the end.
Yeah.
Like, no, like, because you can start to see the trail get a little bit more like rigorous and harder and harder. It was getting deeper. The water's rushing harder.
The climb's getting steeper.
Climb's getting steeper. And we're all just like, we are finding a way to this waterfall.
Yeah.
And we were coming across, like, dude, we would be deep in the jungle. We'd come across a shack where people are living.
Yeah.
Like someone's backyard.
Yeah.
And it's just like and we're just like, what are you doing out here? Like,
It's crazy.
crazy. But we came across that sign that was like, beyond this point, you're not allowed to go.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. This is where your hike ends, right here,
Yep.
brother. Like, it's illegal. You can't go past this. And pretty sure on the sign it was like, every attempt will be made to arrest you if past this point. And we're all staring through the sign. We're just like, we're looking at each other and we're just like, we're like, you know that meme of like a Ghost Rider? He's just like,
Yes.
let's go.
Yeah. That's spot on. I mean, yeah, we got there. I think there was 2 back to back. We passed the first one, and then we got to the second one. I was like, we're going.
Yeah, I was like,
We're going.
we're doing this. Let's go.
And like I said, we didn't know what to expect. Obviously, we saw it in the distance, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy, whatever. But we finally make it to the top, right?
Well, we get to an opening.
We
where we took those last pictures.
Yes.
We're just like, oh, it's right around the corner.
Yes.
And all of our phones fucking die.
Yep. So we get to that corner. We both get like a photo each.
Yeah, we're like, quick.
And then that was it. Both our phones died.
Right on the spot.
Both our phones died. And Jason's phone was locked out. He was locked out of his phone because it was so wet that like the screen was like typing like the password or whatever over and over again. So he's locked out of his phone for like an hour or something. Super, super unfortunate. But also gives me a reason to go back there and take another photo. But also, this is another thing. We took a lot of photos along the entire trip, right? Mm-hmm. Polaroid photos.
Yep.
I need a Polaroid. Of that
Brother,
waterfall.
we're going back.
I need a Polaroid of that waterfall.
Yes.
I don't care what I have to. I've already got it planned out. I'm going to get a waterproof, like that satchel thing, waterproof satchel, wrap the camera in like a cotton towel, right? So I can dry the lens if I need to, because it's going to be wet. It's going to be moist and shit. But the moment I open the camera up, I'm assuming it's going to start getting wet. So take a picture, wipe it. I'll use a whole fucking cartridge out there. I don't care. But yeah.
That was one thing too, is like my phone was in my pocket the whole time. And once the water started getting deep, I started noticing like it was like getting my phone wet.
Yep.
So I had to like hike my pants up and like walk like this. And then when it got deep, I'm holding my phone above my head. I'm like, holy shit. And next thing you know, before the end of the hike, all of our phones are in this satchel.
Yep.
That's on the back of a 6-year-old child.
Yeah.
And we're just like, if that brother drops it, all of our phones are gone. Like if it drops into the stream, it's just one of us have to like swan dive for that thing, dude.
Yep.
So every sense of the word raw dogging it was like the best way you could describe the whole trail. Like everything was like, Avery had flip flops on.
I was just gonna say, bring up dogs again.
Yeah.
Avery did that whole thing in flip flops.
And which, just so you know, guys, like a lot of this trail is trying to hop and hug onto a rock that's super slippery, while there's a stream like trying to push you off the rock. And so like we had special shoes that could help us grip and not slip. And this dude's in flip flops, just like
still making it
through.
Yeah.
And we're looking back, checking on each other. Every once in a while, Avery would fall behind a little bit, and like Jason would be like, "Ave, oh good." And it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like we're trekking.
Yep. Yeah, man. And I mean, we finally made it all the way to that to the waterfall.
Yep.
And we turn that corner and we see it, and we're like, "Oh,
let's go.
This is it." I fucking took off.
Yeah.
I booked it. The moment I got there, I got to the tallest rock. And
you were hopping, by the way. Like once we got under the waterfall, it was nothing but just ginormous black lava rocks.
Yeah.
And Jay just like,
yeah,
like it's just lava rock everywhere. So it was, like, it was a perfect field of just hopping the rock to rock to rock.
Yep.
No more water, by the way. There was no that last little stretch to the waterfall.
Yeah, it was just like a thin, super thin stream.
Thin stream.
But that majority of the water was at the base of the waterfall, super, super deep. Obviously, because it's falling from over 1,000 feet, right? So it's just crashing, and that floor is just getting like kind of dug like away by the force of that water, essentially. But I make it to that rock on the end of the where the water kind of ends or where the water begins, and I just look up, and you look up so far up, you almost like fall backwards because it's like it's so fucking high. It's so high, and it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yep.
And that might be like that forever. Mm-hmm. That was I cannot express this enough. The most fucking beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. When I looked up and I like stumbled backwards.
Yeah, like, whoa.
I had such an overwhelming feeling of just God damn. I've got nothing else to explain it. It's just fucking wild, man.
It feels you feel so small because like the cliffs aside from the waterfall, the cliffs around you are just as tall as the waterfall. So you feel just so small, like, whoa, like I'm just a little speck of sand down here, like, and this thing just roaring.
It's so high up, it looks like the waterfall is coming from heaven. Like it's like the clouds. You don't see the top of the waterfall. You see clouds before you see the top of the waterfall.
So it's this waterfall just coming out of the clouds.
You're
just like, wow.
Wild.
And then we got.
I went
rock.
in.
Yeah, you jumped fully submerged into the water.
I was like, when's the next time I'm gonna fucking be here?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Josh, not so much.
I went like
waist deep.
A little waist deep. Yeah.
I was like, when's the next time you're gonna be able to swim in there?
Yeah.
Could be never.
Never.
Think about that. That's crazy.
That was crazy.
I am forever thankful for the opportunity to do such a thing. Forever thankful for Jason and his family. Wild. Just at loss of words.
And it starts like raining too.
Yeah.
You look up, it's just like not even hard rain. It was like a light rain just started falling.
Yeah. I think it was also misting a bit
Along
from
with the mist,
wind.
Yeah.
And the wind blowing the water from the waterfall.
Water all in your face. And you didn't even care.
Yeah.
You're just like.
I was soaked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was soaked.
Covered. Yeah.
Jane's over here like freezing. Just like.
Yeah.
That
poor kid. Yeah. Man.
And then we have to trek all the way back.
Yeah. And at this point, it was like we could only spend so much time there because everyone's got to go back to live, right? They've got a gym to run.
Yep.
So they've got a class and they've got to book it. We've got to book it back in order to make it back in time. So
the trail back was a whole different experience as well.
Yes.
The trail back was more so traversing cliffside than it was the water.
Yeah.
We still spent a decent amount of time in the water, but it was a lot more of finding these little trails along the cliff that was like the bank up above the water.
Yeah.
We came across one section where it's like a bamboo jungle.
Yep.
Like just bamboo crashed everywhere, and we're opening up little holes, trying to slide through.
Yep.
Avery's going up ahead, like checking. And at one point, so we start noticing signs, like deliberate signs that someone had been in the area where we were at.
Ah, yes.
There was little sticks or twigs broken deliberately as like to mark trails
in areas that we weren't at.
Yeah.
Like at this point, we had never been to those points, right?
Yep.
We were kind of on the opposite trail, or opposite side of the trail, or in the water.
Yep.
Whereas this was we had untouched this area,
Yep.
and there's footprints. There's like pretty thick trees that are like clean snapped.
And we're thinking it's like, well, obviously it had to have been people that lived out there.
Yeah.
It's almost like tribal people, like they live off the land.
Yeah.
And they're kind of out there secluded, and I'm sure they make the hike to the waterfall that
Surely.
they live out there or walk around. Jason was saying they live off the lands. They probably come and pick some of the fruit off the trees in there and stuff.
Yep.
And so we're seeing these signs that like, oh, someone else is out here. Like, and then like Jay and I we're walking and it's quiet and you just hear as if like someone's walking or behind something like that. I'm like Jay, someone's following us. Like someone's following us, Jay.
Yeah. And at this point, it was like everyone had jumped down. We're jumping down this like little cliff that you would have to like climb, but we're jumping down. Everyone jumps down. I'm at the end. Josh goes down. In the moment as I'm going down, I hear it. It sounds like cracking, or like almost like a little tree had like fallen or something, or like just like something from a tree fell. That's what it sounded like to me. Mm-hmm. And then your face, you're just like. Did you hear that?
I'm like, did you hear that? Speed it up.
We gotta fucking get out of here.
Hold on. Scoop, let's get out of here.
Yeah. So nothing came of that, thankfully. Yeah. They didn't want to eat us. They just wanted to eat the mountain apples on the tree.
Yeah.
No, we didn't see anyone out there. Yeah, we make it all the way back. Did a little bit of just more traversing, but it was different. It was different on the way back.
Back, dude.
Yeah. It's so weird. Also, at about halfway up and halfway down, the mosquitoes stop. It's almost like they don't go as high, or something like that. Or maybe that was because the higher we went, the more it was raining.
There's one section too. We come across barbed wire fence, and we like lift the barbed wire fence. We go up underneath it. It's like random barbed wire fence out in the middle of the jungle.
Yeah.
What in the world?
We were trespassing.
Yeah. We walk in there. I go up to like scout up ahead. Like we're on a freaking recon mission. I go up the mountain, and it's just a beautiful, well kept yard, and it's like this little shack. And I was just like, oh God, there's someone up here. I was like, this is someone's land. So we made like a really strong effort not to go anywhere near like someone else's land, or because like it's their land. They want to be kept alone out here and secluded. So anytime part of the trail we felt like we're like running into the yard or land of those people that like live out there, we're like, all right, I just like try to find somewhere else. But that was kind of scary. I was like, oh God. Like, I'll come in peace. And came back down and tried to find a different trail.
Yeah, man. What a fucking experience that was.
And saw everyone like getting excited when we got to the end. I was like, yeah, let's go. We made it back.
Yeah. Dude, at the top I was looking up, and at this point we could kind of catch up to Avery, because we had the shoes, so we could catch up to Avery and Jason relatively quickly. So I was like, you guys got to head back, like we'll stay here for a little bit. And I look up and I look at Josh and I was like, you want to yell?
Oh yeah.
You want to yell?
Yep.
Like at the top of our lungs.
Yep.
And man, just hearing the echo.
Yeah, the loud,
just like
loud echo. Like, whoa! Just hear it echo out throughout the whole valley.
Yeah.
Like, man, that's something. It was almost like all of our phones dying was almost like the island or the waterfall being like,
just fucking appreciate it.
Just appreciate it. It was so poetic. It was like right when we got there, boom, all phones go off. Jason's phone's locked. And it's almost like the island's way of like, just come look at me. just come look at me, and then leave. And that's what we did.
It was awesome.
Yep.
I'll never ever forget that.
Nope.
So that's hard to top that. It is hard to top. After that, I was like,
I'm ready to die.
I'm complete now.
I'm complete now.
I'm complete. Yeah, like pretty much. So we spent another day there.
Yeah. The next day. So once we drove back, we chilled the rest of the day, right? We were dog tired.
Yeah. So we were gonna train.
Oh yeah, we
passed out. Yeah. So this is very irresponsible of us. Dude, and Jason, what a fucking dog, dude. Doesn't like immediately heads home. Jason heads home, showers, comes back, starts teaching at his gym, and obviously we're dead. Mm-hmm. Surely he's dead. He's dead. He was carrying his kid the whole way,
time, dude.
The whole way. And that's crazy. But yeah, he's a dog for that. Us, on the other hand, we both fell asleep. I was like, I'll rest my eyes. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna go to sleep. And then I wake up. We're supposed to be there at 6. It was 6:20 when I woke up. And I was like, oh, fuck. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this training.
It's a strong nap. That's what I did when I got home today.
Yep.
I was like, brother, I haven't slept in like 2 trees. I'm just gonna rest real quick. I was out, dude. I thought I set in a 45-minute alarm, but I scrolled it, and I guess I never clicked start, and I was just out cold, man. I was like, God, I'm so tired.
Yep. Yeah, I had to call Teresa.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. She comes in there. She's like on the phone with you, and she's like, hey, like, you gotta wake up. I'm like, wake up. I was like, it's only been like 30 minutes. Like, an hour and a half. I'm like, holy shit, bro. But like, I was in such a deep trance. Like, every time we took a nap throughout this whole trip, the nap I took today, you wake up and you're just like, you're like in a deep sleep so quickly. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, so tired.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Felt good, though.
It did feel good. Yeah, that nap specifically, that was fucking good.
Yeah. The next day we drive to...
We drove.
Hilo? Is it Hilo?
Yeah, we drove over to Hilo side of.
Do you remember the name
of
the waterfall?
Akaka.
No, the waterfall.
Oh.
It's Hiilave. Yeah,
Hiilave. Yeah, I mean that shit will change your life.
But yeah,
pretty much. Then, like after that, like we see Akaka Falls. We go to Hilo, grab some food, whatever, hang out, and boom, come back, fly out. But pretty much the entire next day, for me at least, I'm just trying to remember.
Yes, I'm trying to put myself back on that time, dude.
Yep.
It is so beautiful. That it was honestly hard to remember. It was like, you know what I'm talking about? It's like you can't quite put yourself there.
You can't put yourself there, but it's also hard to believe that you were there.
That's what I'm saying. It's almost like, you're just like, oh man.
Yep.
Yeah, the whole next day it was just like I caught myself in the drive, just like.
Yeah, you were like in and out as well. You were like passing out.
Yeah, dude, I was dog tired. The ride to Hilo and back though was beautiful, man. Especially on the way back.
We're like between the 2 volcanoes.
Yeah, between the 2 volcanoes, we're seeing lava rock fields, wild goats, and like you said, the clouds were like 10 feet above the car.
Dude, that's what it looks like. That's what it feels like. Like you get so high up, your ears are popping, and you're like at the top of a hill, and you look like further down the road. And there's a cloud in the same direction. I'm like, we're seeing this.
Yeah,
Am I seeing this right?
Yeah, it's like we're flying, but we're on road.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like.
Yeah, man.
The whole trip was full of just like wow moments.
Yeah,
like I just swam through the water, spearing fish, and like hunting animals outside my natural habitat, like hanging on rocks. I'm just like, this is crazy. Then I come out of the water, I was like, whoa, seals.
Yeah.
I didn't know there's seals here. And then I have this kid teach me how to gut fish. We're gutting fish, and then we're in the jungle. Like, dude, every day it was just like, what the heck, dude?
we were talking about mosquito bites and whatnot, and you got a few scratches on your knee, right? You're like
I got
bleeding
banged
a bit.
up, dude.
Yeah.
I was full throttle.
Yeah, I had not marks or anything, but I had abrasions on both of my forearms here just from going like this.
Wow. Yeah, a lot. It's
In
like
the jungle, just like constant, just brush, just scratching up the bottom of my forearm, just like.
I like the video where we're literally moving through the jungle, and like I'm walking, and I remember specifically at this point in the video is when we come across the part of the trail where we're like, oh, we don't know where it's at or something. I turn on the Jade, I'm like, we're fucked. It's like, we ain't getting home, brother. Enjoy it while you're out here, because you ain't leaving.
Man, what a fucking time that was.
It's different when you're just with the boys too, like a group of dudes. You just feel like we're gonna make it out of this no matter what. You know what I mean? There's no way. It's like, there's so many times during that hike where we could have complained. We could have wanted to go back. We could have been like, oh, this sucks, blah, blah, blah. And then that video I posted, I love it. It's like, we're like neck deep in water that could just be killing us. We're stuck out here. You turn to me and just like, in the jungle, the mighty jungle. Yeah. It's just like, that was the vibe, dude. It was just like, we'll be all right. This is fun. Right. This is fun.
We'll be back in Two Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's man, what a time.
Yeah.
What a time.
You heard helicopters too, of like people being towed. Like,
oh yeah.
Like at the top of the waterfall. Did you hear them? I heard them.
I don't know. I was so focused on surviving, I feel like.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. Like people, like an experience like that is priceless. Like I was thinking, like for those helicopter tours, how much are people paying to do the helicopter
to the waterfall?
To get close to the waterfall, right? How much are people paying to do that? Whereas we were at the base.
Yeah, we became the waterfall.
At the base. We swam. I swam in the fucking pit of the waterfall.
Yeah. For free.
How many people get to do that?
Not a lot. I can tell you that much.
That's crazy. Also, I lost my toe hold sandals.
Oh yeah, we both lost our shoes. We gave up an offering to the Valley of the Kings. So here's some pristine leather for some other person to pick up and enjoy.
Yeah, I was starting using. I never used to wear sandals, and the toe holds were really really good. They're really good because it's real. Like, this is an unpaid ad. It's real, like cow leather, like super authentic shit, right? Mm-hmm. So it's super simple. They have that like cow hide, and then they have the pretty much like the rubber padding for the like the traction thing on the bottom, and that's it. Like that is it's just bare bone. Damn. That's it. So it's like that because it will form to your feet.
Yeah.
So all other products, all the shoes will form your feet. That's why you see people, they've got like tight, like narrow feet, or some of their toes are messed up. I got wide feet.
Ew. Put those down.
I grew up pretty much never wearing shoes, right? I only wear shoes to like wrestling and to like go to school, right? Aside from that, I grew up barefoot, running around the backyard, always getting I got marks on the bottom of my feet. I've stepped on so many nails and shit, and like there's a thorn bush like in the backyard of where I grew up. That shit would fuck me up every summer. But yeah, I mean that's why obviously genetics as well, but that is why I also like toe hold sandals. They form to your feet as opposed to forming your feet. There's no other shoe or no other sandal like that.
Well, now you gotta get another pair.
I can't afford another pair. They're expensive, I think.
So hey, shout out Toe Hold. Send me a pair, baby.
Toe Hold, I need a pair.
Give me a pair, baby. A pair.
We actually the pair that they gave me, we made at the dude's like place. We did it like in person.
Wow.
super simple process, but the guy he cares a lot about his product, obviously. Super meticulous. Like if something doesn't work out the way he wants it, like specifically, he'll just toss it. And it's like, that's expensive product to just like toss, you know? But with the, you know, you pay for that type of product, you pay for that type of quality. So I would say it's well worth it. Just make sure you're responsible and don't lose your sandals. But
at that same beach, like when you're walking on the beach, you can see the waterfall from a distance that we're going to go to next. And walking on the beach, I was like, Jay, I'm like, look, you can see the waterfall from here. And I'm pointing right at the waterfall, and in the same direction, right under my finger, I'm pointing at one of those sacred burial grounds, which is like supposed to be really bad luck. But if you do accidentally point at something, or you do point at one of these burial sites, to not get bad luck, you have to bite your finger. And so I'm like, oh look, and Jay's like, do you see what you're pointing at? And I was like, what? I was like, oh, I bit my finger real quick. I was like, no, sorry. That was fun. I was going through the videos too. Before I freaking passed out today, and there's this one video. I was like, man, like there's so many small little things we're probably missing out on the whole on the whole trip, you know. But after the first seminar, when we're in the back showering, when we got the coconuts and drinking out of the coconuts,
yes,
you're filming me. I'm in my underwear. We just got finished showering outside in our underwears, out in Hawaii drinking these coconuts, or, you know, just living. And you're trying to turn off the phone, but you couldn't because your fingers are wet. So the camera goes down, and the camera's just on my cock. That you can just blatantly see because my underwear is soaking wet for like 10 seconds. I'm watching the video. I'm just like, it goes down. I'm just like, oh wow,
nice.
And it just stays there. And you hear Jay's like, I can't get the video to stop. And then you hear you like messing with the phone, and it just like cocked right in the camera. I was like, that's good. That was good time. Good time,
man. Yeah. I mean, good people as well. Like, it's super just like.
Oh yeah, everywhere we went, people were so nice.
Yeah.
Like when we were trying to get out of the campground, we our phones were dead, so we couldn't get the code.
Yeah.
And we asked some lady, and she's like, "Oh yeah, of course. Like, what are y'all doing?" Like, it was so nice. It was.
She called us handsome. She was like, "Oh, what are you handsome young boys doing? What are you doing around here?"
I mean, you can say that again. I don't hear that much.
Man, yeah, everyone's very nice over there. Also, free coconuts. Free coconuts. Some Benny from the second kind of seminar that we did. Benny from something Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, I think. Gave us some shirts and stickers and whatnot.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was just
good stuff.
And
good stuff.
You talked about our little plane flight over it. Dude, yes, we rushed, man. We rushed to get on this plane. I'm like, man, this is a pretty small terminal. It's not even connected to the damn airport. I look around the corner, man. You see this little rinky-dink fucking held together by duct tape looking plane, dude. I was like,
we didn't even go through security.
There was no security. You had full access to the pilot. The person behind the pilot could just bring the whole damn plane down one swing.
Man, yeah, but I've never had a view like that,
bro. It was you felt
no
so,
other view like that.
What is it, like inclusive? You felt so connected to the flight. I was like, whoa, like
it was like, what was it, 8 people?
Yeah,
there's just 8 people on that flight.
It was honestly pretty
and
comfy.
a dog.
And the dog.
And
the dog. There's a dog in the back.
Yep, there's a dog behind us.
Yep. I had good leg room, like kind of a lot of space.
Yep. You got the window and the aisle.
Get the window and the aisle. Yeah, there's like 1 seat per row.
Yep. Doesn't get much better.
And we're just going through the sky, baby.
Like, that was a good time.
The whole, even though it was so beautiful, at the same time, I'm sitting there thinking, like, man, like, is this safe? Like, are these planes safe? You know, like,
you know, I was thinking, wow, those clouds are fucking beautiful.
Those clouds are pretty close.
And I turn around, look over your side, and the sun just lighting up.
I have a picture, a video of it, dude. It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
just blaring right over a volcano. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I looked down in the water. Remember I pointed out like that underwater cave?
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, like,
Yeah.
what's the... Like, we could go back every time and find something new, crazy, like every time. Like,
Absolutely. Yeah, and they were telling us, Jason and his family, they were telling us, like, oh, yeah, there's other valleys like that, you know, like, not the same, you know, but still, like, valleys similar to that.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think.
Yeah.
Just, like, no internet, just living out there.
Just living out there.
Just...
You.
Man. What a life, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how long have we been going?
Hour 25.
Oh shit!
Oh, oof.
I was going for a bit before you came
You
in.
must have been rambling on.
Oh, I was rambling a bit. I hope these people don't kill me for it, because I don't know if I sounded like an intellectual or not. Just talking to myself. What is that, Theo Von?
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
but,
Theo Von shit.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning into the Dawg House Podcast. Is there anything else?
Yeah, before we go, I have to end the podcast with the lesson I learned from this trip. And I have to end it with, don't take for granted who you meet in your life and the people you get to rub shoulders with. Don't take it for granted, because really the whole reason why life is so interesting is because of people you meet, right? If we're all just black and gray personalities, life would be so boring. And so the fact we get to meet, and y'all get to meet people that kind of just brighten your life and you can be grateful for, don't take that for granted, because it really is what makes the world go around. Yeah. Meeting new people that make your life better.
Yeah.
So next time you make a friend, you meet new people, especially if they make your life better, be grateful for the people you get to be around in your life. Because that opened up my eyes this trip to be really grateful for a friend like Jay that can give me opportunities to go do stuff like that. Meeting people like Jason, who are so nice and willing to carry his 6-year-old child on his back so we can go see a waterfall. That was the lesson I took away from the whole trip.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, fuck, man. Rule 32, baby.
Rule 32.
Appreciate the little things.
When we got to the waterfall, I was like, Jay, we're going to have to make a new rule. Rule 33, appreciate the big things. Don't forget those.
That's gonna stick.
Yeah.
It's gonna stick. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning into the Dawg House Podcast. Make sure you guys support the brands that support your dogs, right? Support St. Posta sauce. The ad will be in this video. The best pasta sauce that I think I've ever had.
Yeah.
Like vodka sauce specifically, right? Like, it doesn't get much better than that. They slow cook it for like 3 hours or something. It's really, really good stuff. It's worth trying. At least try it.
Yeah, at least give it a try.
Yeah, give it a try. As well as your daily super greens from Juce Organics. All the supplements you need, they've got it. And last but not least, Caulibuds. They've been with us from the start. Magnets for your cauliflower ear. Drain your soft cauliflower ear. Put a magnet over her so she doesn't continue filling up with fluid. And you're good to go. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Dawg House Podcast. We'll see you on the next one.